The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has had a long history with Operation Hope. We both believe in the power of financial education to lift up all Americans, but especially the economically vulnerable among us. Our similar goals have led to a productive working relationship for years now, and we look forward to many more. I'm honored to speak to such a diverse audience today, including direct service providers, small business owners, faith, community, and industry leaders, and practitioners who are all on the front lines helping and working with consumers every day. Thank you for your service to our nation and the global community. From my time as a Peace Corps volunteer to working in both Congress and the executive branch, I've been in public service for 20 years. Throughout my career, I've emphasized the responsibility and duty to carry out public service as a public trust. I've worked for both Democrats and Republicans, and I know the importance of working across the aisle. I truly believe that by engaging a variety of stakeholders, we can arrive at better policies. And that is why when I became director of the Bureau, I invited people to share their candid views with me. And since then, I've been reaching out to everyone from attorneys general to faith leaders. What I've found is that while we all have differences in views from time to time, what unites us, a shared commitment to protecting consumers, is greater than what divides us. Today, I would like to discuss the Bureau's response to the pandemic to help American consumers and to talk about one of our newer initiatives to help the economically vulnerable, our Start Small Save Up program, as well as a host of resources we have available to the public. First, let's start with our response to the pandemic. When it became apparent that COVID-19 was going to have a profound impact on all of us, the Bureau immediately pivoted. Since March, we've produced more than 70 guides, videos, and blogs on a wide range of consumer financial topics implicated by the pandemic, such as dealing with debt, protecting your credit, and avoiding scams. Our goal is to be a trustworthy, reliable source of current information for consumers. To this end, after Congress passed the CARES Act, we quickly developed a suite of educational resources explaining important components of the law and how consumers can get help. Examples of topics include mortgage forbearance, student loan payment suspension, the Paycheck Protection Program, and the economic impact payments. We have centralized our pandemic resources on the web, and they can be found at consumerfinance.gov/coronavirus. I'm proud to say that since mid-March, these resources have been accessed by 4 million users. These pandemic-focused resources are in addition to the rich content on our website. For example, through Ask CFPB, we have answers to about 1,000 questions, such as how to finance a car purchase, how to dispute a charge on your credit card, how to select the best mortgage loan, and how to protect yourself from fraud or scams. From April through June of this year, almost 2 million consumers used Ask CFPB, and since its launch, we are approaching 33 million total users. Refocusing on pandemic relief, we have worked closely with our federal partners at the IRS and the Department of Treasury to support outreach to consumers who have not yet accessed their economic impact payments, or stimulus checks as they are more commonly known. There are at least 9 million vulnerable consumers whose incomes are so low they are not required to file taxes. To claim their $1,200 from the IRS, these individuals must take action. We have worked with direct service and community organizations across the country, recruiting them in this effort to spread the word to those they support and to assist eligible individuals with taking the necessary steps. The IRS deadline to claim these funds this year is November 21st, and we will continue to engage our partners, including you, so our most vulnerable consumers can access these funds to help them make ends meet. And when it became apparent that consumers needed a one-stop shop for their housing questions, along with our federal partners, we developed an interagency mortgage and housing website, consumerfinance.gov/housing. By going to the website, consumers can find information about mortgage forbearance, how to work with servicers to obtain forbearance, protections for renters, and more. And as we all know, this is an evolving situation, and we will continue to update our resources as needed. Over 500,000 consumers have already used the interagency housing website to better understand their options and take action. I know many of you may already be aware of the website, and we encourage you to share it with your clients, members, and community. And now I want to tell you about an important resource that consumers can turn to if they run into trouble with a consumer financial product or service during the pandemic, but also at any time. And that's our consumer complaint system. Consumer complaints have always provided the Bureau with valuable insights into the challenges consumers are experiencing with financial products and services. And we have used those insights to inform all of the Bureau's work, including our supervisory and enforcement activities. The Bureau also shares consumer complaint information with federal and state agencies to ensure that the Bureau and other regulators have useful information to support consumers. During this public health emergency, the Bureau has continued to handle consumers' complaints about financial products and services. We've set new volume records nearly every month since March 2020 and received more than 40,000 complaints a month since April. In September 2020, consumers submitted nearly 50,000 complaints, the highest volume in the Bureau's history. To put these volumes in context, consider that in 2019, we averaged just 29,000 complaints per month. Some of this increase can be attributed to novel problems and issues consumers experienced during the pandemic. The vast majority of this increase, however, is because of an 86% increase in consumer or credit reporting complaints received from January through September 2020, compared to the same period last year. Complaint volume alone can only tell us so much, of course. Analyzing the complaints and company responses provides us with near real-time information about the types of challenges that consumers are experiencing. With respect to credit reporting, we are examining these complaints and engaged in further market analysis and supervisory work on furnishing and credit reporting, looking for patterns and systemic issues that must be addressed. For example, early on in the pandemic, mortgage complaints made up a large share of complaints where consumers included coronavirus keywords in their complaints. Consumers noted issues they encountered when seeking alternative payment options for their mortgages. As a result, the Bureau immediately engaged with partner agencies to ensure consumers understood their rights and lenders understood their responsibilities. Amongst other actions, we worked with the Federal Housing Finance Agency on mortgage servicer scripts regarding CARES Act compliance, and we released a video on mortgage forbearance directed at consumers. Our complaints were an early indication that these actions were needed, and the reduction in complaints later also showed the impact of our actions. If you feel that your lender has not addressed your issue, I invite you to contact us. Consumers can submit complaints online at consumerfinance.gov. Now I'd like to turn to one of our newer initiatives to help the economically vulnerable. I am sure many of you are familiar with our fantastic programs, Your Money, Your Goals, and Paying for College, and certainly our support for tax time savings. Today I want to focus on Start Small, Save Up, our newer savings program. As this audience knows, many Americans were not prepared to weather a storm like this pandemic. According to the Bureau's 2019 Making Ends Meet survey, 52% of households would not be able to cover expenses for more than 2 months if they lost their main source of income, using all available sources, including by borrowing, using savings, selling assets, or seeking help from friends and family. This was a primary reason we launched Start Small, Save Up last year. Indeed, for years, research has also shown that many American households would have to borrow or sell something in order to cover a $400 expense. Research also suggests that individuals who struggle to recover from a financial shock have less savings to help protect against a future emergency. They may rely on credit cards or loans, which can lead to debt that may be harder to pay off. Emergency savings is a key element as individuals seek to address the broader issues in their financial lives, such as attaining and retaining good credit, managing their debt, and building longer-term financial security. Emergency savings is foundational. Having an emergency fund in place allows people to be better prepared when unexpected expenses occur and enables them to shift into longer-term savings consistent with their goals. For example, saving for a house, funding higher education, or ensuring retirement. This is one reason why we launched Start Small, Save Up last year, to encourage Americans to build their savings in case of an unforeseen event. The message remains timely, particularly considering the unexpected challenges 2020 has brought. The purpose of the campaign is to increase people's opportunities to save and empower them to achieve their savings goals. Through the campaign, the Bureau offers tips, tools, and information to help consumers build a basic savings cushion and a savings habit. We are also working with employers, communities, and other stakeholders from all sectors to encourage savings and make it easier for more people to save. Since announcing the initiative, the Bureau has conducted roundtables to understand critical aspects of savings. We've focused on learning from and adding value to the work of recognized experts and leaders in promoting savings. We held a roundtable discussing the advancement of savings through technological and innovations and partnerships with financial institutions and community groups. We've met with leaders in the field to discuss solutions to eliminating barriers to savings, including ways to help people set it and forget it through automating their regular contributions to savings. And we've met with leaders to hear about how to create opportunities for savings in small and rural communities. We've also met with faith leaders who shared their feedback about concerns in their communities. And recently, we launched 2 vital resources geared at helping consumers build their savings. Our booklet called Building Your Savings, Start with Small Goals, and the Bureau's Savings Bootcamp. Among the tools we've included in the booklet are ones to help people better manage cash flow, figure out ways to bring in more income by using their skills and abilities, and also ways to increase their savings by taking advantage of key moments, such as when they receive their tax refund. The booklet is designed to be used in conjunction with one-on-one financial counseling or coaching received through a case manager or other service provider, but it can also be used by individuals on their own. The Bureau's Savings Bootcamp is a multi-week email course providing subscribers with step-by-step worksheets and tools designed to make saving goals and strategies clear, simple, and attainable. We encourage consumers to create savings goals, develop an action plan, get a handle on their money, make their savings automatic, put their action plan to work, and finally plan for their future. These are just a few highlights of the activities and resources available through Start Small Save Up. But as you know, while tools and resources are great, they are not enough. Collectively, we must do more to help people become more financially resilient and deal with emergencies when they arise. To this end, we believe the Bureau is uniquely positioned to help. In addition to leveraging its existing resources, the Bureau has strong connections to providers of financial services who offer savings products, consumers who have a desire to save, and practitioners or researchers who can help to identify best practices for helping consumers to save. We are committed to bringing together partners from across sectors to develop and execute strategies to achieve a common goal. The collective investment in financial education in this country is substantial, and I believe we can increase the level of emergency savings by bringing these efforts together. We want to promote the emergency savings products that are working and make these products more available to consumers. More companies and organizations already have the infrastructure in place and are able to reach a far greater number of people than the Bureau can alone. Like Harry Truman said, it is amazing what you can accomplish if you don't care who gets the credit. We are committed to partnering with trusted community institutions such as libraries, churches, social service providers, and schools to tailor savings solutions and information about the value of savings to unique audiences. Indeed, it's very hard to find a one-size-fits-all solution. That's why we're looking to work directly with a select number of communities around the country to help explore the specific barriers that people in those cities, towns, and counties may face and help them expand proven savings solutions. For instance, we know that a car breaking down in a city with available public transportation is a much different financial shock than a car breaking down where the nearest bus stop is 30 miles away. And we are committed to working with employers to prioritize emergency savings and automated solutions in the workplace. Employers are at the crossroads of America's savings challenge. They know their workforce is worried about balancing saving for their future and addressing their day-to-day needs. And we can play a key role in making savings easier for their employees by prioritizing emergency savings and implementing or enhancing automated solutions in the workplace. Indeed, assuming money is available, one of the easiest ways to save is automatically. Saving automatically relieves the burden of having to remember to deposit or transfer money into a savings account each week or month, or when a paycheck comes in. In the end, we want consumers to select products that make them more financially secure. We aren't here to reinvent the wheel. We are looking for ways to collaborate with partners to increase financial resiliency. In fact, I am pleased to announce that on October 27th at 7 p.m., we're conducting a virtual event with New England patriot and consumer finance advocate Brandon Copeland. He and I will be talking about the Bureau's pandemic-related resources. Brandon is a graduate of the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania, and he is doing something very worthy. He is giving back. He also teaches a Life 101 class at the university. We're looking to reach millennials, a key demographic, and we are delighted to be able to work together to bring Brandon's effort to bring greater awareness to such important topics as making sound financial decisions and planning for the future. So we hope you can join us for that event. Through collaboration and cooperation, all of us can direct our resources for a better consumer financial marketplace. And in the end, none of us can succeed in protecting consumers if we don't do it together in deep communication. Working together strengthens all of our efforts. It's better for consumers and provides certainty in the marketplace. Lastly, let me close by highlighting our campaign around CARES Act mortgage forbearance. The Bureau is working with our federal interagency partners on an outreach effort to help ensure that homeowners are aware of the programs and protections available to them to help them stay in their homes and on top of their finances. More specifically, we aim to help homeowners with federally backed loans understand their options and take the steps needed. Two types of borrowers in particular. One, those who are not yet in a forbearance plan and are currently delinquent or on the verge of delinquency. And two, those who need to extend their forbearance. In this effort, we're working with the Urban Institute's Mortgage Servicing Collaborative, through which many mortgage servicers will be sending public service announcements directly to their customers. These PSAs are aimed at letting struggling homeowners know that it's not too late, that relief is available, and they need to contact their servicer or a HUD-certified housing counselor. Again, many thanks to Chairman John Hope Bryant and the Operation Hope community for the opportunity to speak to you today. Our two organizations share a common goal: to empower consumers. To that end, I look forward to our continued collaboration. Best wishes and have a fantastic day.